Indiana up to number 3 now in the AP poll, highest spot ever after the win over Oregon at Autzen. The Ducks were ranked number 3 coming in, making it the first ever road win in school history over a top 5 team, in attempt number 48 to pull it off. The magnitude of the accomplishment not lost on IU offensive lineman Carter Smith.
I think going into it, all of us just wanted it to be another game. It is really special when something like that happens, you know, when that IU hasn't really had in a really long time, a top 5 road win. They don't come easy for any team. And, you know, we put the time in, we put the work in. I think we all banded together as a team for, you know, as long as we could. You know, we got fall camp, spring ball, summer lifts, everything, you know, correlates into each other, and it all meshes well once the time comes to play the game. SIG is a big tear off the rear view mirror guy. You know, it's time to move on to the next one. You know, we got the brass spittoon this week. We're excited to play Michigan State at our home stadium. It's going to be a good one this week.
Well, it figures to be a tremendous scene, and Big Ten Tailgate will be there live from Indiana, 2 full hours to experience the game day excitement surrounding those third-ranked Hoosiers. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. And Jerry, before we get into breaking down the game, I mean, it's just amazing. The atmosphere figures to be off the charts. It just, each week, it seems like this story gets better.
Yeah, Rev, I want to be the first one to say this. When Coach Signetti visited us last year at the Indianapolis before the championship game, and he said to me, you and Howard, I might see you back here later in the year, and we all kind of chuckled, only after he left. Come to think of it, he might only have been a year off.
I know.
Yeah. He might be back there in the championship game. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the big story is how you get ready for the next game. And I just have a feeling that Coach Signetti knows how to do that. But I can't imagine what the scene's going to be like for when that team takes the field right before the game on Saturday. It's going to be literally like it's probably never been in the history of the school, and the players will really enjoy that and find it very gratifying. But they've got to be ready to play the game, obviously, and Coach Sig's going to take care of that.
Yeah, I have no doubt he'll take care of it. I mean, I think you always worry about a team not being highly motivated and experiencing a letdown or whatever it is, but it just feels like no team is immune to that. I'm not suggesting they're immune to it. I'm just suggesting that he seems to have a real knack for being connected with his team and pushing the right buttons. They've won 12 straight at home, which is the longest home winning streak in school history. The Spartans, meanwhile, are in a funk, Jerry. I mean, they started 3-0, and it felt like, okay, you know, year 2 under Jonathan Smith, they're starting to get their legs under them, and it's headed in the opposite direction here. And now you got to take on, I think you can make an argument, the best team in the country playing at home. What's the strategy here for Michigan State to try to hang around and have a shot in this one?
Yeah, I think you simplify things, especially on defense. Indiana's offense is pretty direct. I mean, they run the same plays. Their strength is their execution, their toughness, and Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, calling the right play at the right time. They don't have any secret plays. They're not really doing anything different than most teams that run RPOs and run a similar offense. So I think Joe Rossi defensively can be really pretty basic and pretty simple. The one thing you don't want to do when you're an underdog like this is go in with too much defense, too much pressure, and now a team that has more talent than you do starts having a bunch of big plays. The morale of your defense just goes down, and you just have no hope. So keep the ball inside and in front. Try to slow down this attack. Make sure you're doing a good job calling the plays based on the tendencies that they've showed coming into the game. On offense, do everything you can to not have Aiden Childs 7 yards deep behind the center, behind and down in distance. Because if it becomes a sack fest, it's really going to deteriorate in a hurry. He's a young quarterback who early in the year looked really good in this offense, which he's been in for 3 years. But lately, because of pressure and because of not having much run game and defense, he's really struggled. You have to protect Aiden Childs. Run screens and draws on 3rd and long. Throw the ball on 1st and 10 if you want to throw it from 7 yards deep behind the center. He's better on play action. Move him on boots, and I'm guessing that's going to be Jonathan Smith's thinking.
We saw Childs being helped off the field there. Again, he's kind of questionable for this week. Jonathan Smith didn't entirely commit to whether or not Childs would be in the game. But to your point, Jerry, whoever the quarterback is, they got to protect him. They've given up the most tackles for loss per game of any power conference team in the nation.